It's fine. Howdy, howdy. Happy marvelous Monday to y'all. Getting myself together here. Make sure my volume is up. I'm sorry, I hate to reach over the camera. Hey Sabrina, how you doing? Well, you guys, I am recuperating from a fabulous weekend. Yesterday we had Mom's birthday party and house was full, the food was good. And I'm staring down the barrel of a banana pudding that was left in my refrigerator and trying to talk myself out of eating the whole John Brown thing because I was supposed to be starting to cleanse today. So, hey, how you doing? Hey, Amanda, how are you, sis? So I hope life is treating y'all fine. Oh, honey, we always do. When we get together, the house is full. I got a pretty, to God be the glory, pretty large house. And so it's always full because we have family and then extended family, and there was some family that we've been in communication with. Hey Sarah, to God be the glory. Thank y'all for joining. Oh my goodness, thank you. I guess because I'm catching up with the time. It's kind of late here today, you know, for me. This is a late scope. This is the word of the day. So I thank y'all, especially my replay viewers. I thank you guys for joining too. I'm doing great. Just getting off of work. Oh yes, so you doing well. You can chill. You can relax. So I understand exactly what you're saying, Amanda. So I feel a little something in my throat. But that's okay. To God be the glory. I just know I'm just waking up maybe about an hour and a half ago. I didn't get to bed again till 5 something. The last of our family left. So we had a big party for Mom, and you know, and doing what we do. We laugh, we sing, you know, musical family. Thank you. To God be the glory. Sister, thank you. To God be the glory. Y'all puffing me up today. I was feeling some kind of way. I'm like, okay, I'm not a coffee drinker, so you know, Lord, give me some energy. You know, I want to come in the house right now. I gotta represent right, you know, but y'all giving me life. To God be the glory. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, you know. And so I'm so happy that I see that. Oh, I see that. Yeah, Mom's birthday was last Wednesday on the 17th. She turned 86. Go watch the replays, Amanda. We did the wall reveal on her birthday. Remember, I was asking about everyone to send her birthday cards. So we revealed the wall. It's there. It's not coming down. You, of course, family brought cards yesterday. There's still cards coming. I'm going to the P.O. box later today when my husband gets home from work, because there's some more cards there. I know because people have contacted me and said we mailed them late, but can you still put it on the wall? Yes, I can, and I will. It's her birthday every day. To God, that's right. To God be the glory. It's not leaving. It gives me so much joy to watch it, to look at it, to gaze at it, and see all the states and the countries that are represented on this wall, and to come in the room and see her looking at it like she's counting to see if one's missing. You know, we were laughing at that yesterday. I said, Mama looking for a missing card. You know, just a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. To God be the glory. Oh, you meant live? Yeah. It was something. You know, overwhelming is the word, you know. So I'm just thankful. We had such a good time. Like I said, I didn't get to bed till this morning. You know, we're not that I'm saying it's wrong with, you know, with what anyone else does. We're not a drinking family. No, we just don't. We goofy enough. We don't need no extra spirits. no libations. we sit, we talk. We got a couple of comedians in the family that just keep us rolling. It's just natural, you know. Everybody just loving on each other, and that's what we do. And then it prompted idea, because the sisters haven't gotten together in a while, and that's everybody extended. They know who they are, and if you were here, you'd be a sister too. We have what we call princess meetings, and we haven't had one in a long time. I kind of spearhead that. So now we're going to have, I think what the Lord dropped in my spirit yesterday is, you know, I always wished I could have gone to Oprah's Legends Ball. I'm like, can I just be a waiter? Can I just fold a napkin for y'all, you know? And I love looking at the reruns. You can catch it online if you don't know what the Legends Ball is. It was a powerful thing that Oprah did for our legends, our living legends. The time Sister Coretta Scott King was living, you know, Sister Maya. Mama Maya was living, you know, so the OGs, you know what I'm saying, those that we respect and who paved the way and did some fabulous things with their lives, with their missions, with their passions and their purpose. Then the youngins, and that's exactly what Oprah called them, the youngins paid tribute to them while they were still living. And it was a dinner, and then Sunday they had a Sunday brunch service and an actual service on Oprah's lawn, her California home. Look up Oprah's Legends, YouTube it. or just Google it. And if you have never seen it, sit there and watch that thing. It's the most amazing thing. And that's how I get down. So I wish I could have been a part of it. So what I'm planning our own, yes, such a beautiful, oh, to God be the glory. So I'm here at the house. I've been blessed with a large yard. So God has been downloading ideas in my head. So we're going to do that thing kind of like Oprah's, but not just paying tribute to, you know, our elders, but to each other. So I'm gonna call it sisterhood, or maybe something of a tribute to sisterhood, or something to that effect. So I'm hoping that goes down in the next 30 days or so, because I'm learning to just act, to just act. That's me. So I was kind of telling people when the Lord dropped it in my spirit yesterday. So they already know it's coming. They know how I do. They know how I do. When I do, we do it big. So anybody's gonna be in Sacramento, California when I announce the date, you're more than welcome, because y'all my sisters. What's up, Deborah? Good to see you. So yeah, that's kind of what we're gonna do in the next. I'm hoping the next 30 days I can get that together. I've already talked to one of my god sisters who's a spoken word artist. So I told her, I put her on notice last night, get a piece together for me. I want it to be dramatic and crazy. I think I'm gonna have my niece sing a song, or maybe we'll do a duet or something like that. So that's how we get down. That's how we get down. That's how I get down. So anyway, I digress. But I'm just excited about that. I get excited when it comes to gatherings and family and laughing and enjoying each other and celebrating each other. That's just what life is. Yes, ma'am. Exactly. That's how we get down, huh, Mama? All right. You heard it first. Y'all heard Joe McAllister. She said, all right. You know, that's how we get down, huh, Mama? It's all about family. Did you have a wonderful time yesterday? Seeing all the people celebrate you and love you? Okay, that was it. That's all we's going to get for a minute. She'll think about it and say something else. So, word of the day to all my beautiful people who are here in the house, those who are looking at the replay, those who are live viewers, word of the day is not to take the place of your devotion or your prayer time. It's simply an exercise that we use to sharpen our perception skills. To God be the glory. You family. You know, I'm learning, and I'm going to say this real quick, and I'm going to go on, Sabrina, but I have learned, especially in the last 10 years of my life, I really was given the concept when my daddy got murdered, but I think I didn't really know how to process that. But I have come to learn that family ain't got nothing to do with blood. Ain't got a thing to do with blood. I mean, it's beautiful, don't get me wrong, because I think it's a beautiful gift that God gives us, this thing called family. But I have learned through my trials and my tribulations who's standing to my left and my right. What they say, living single, true blue. That's your family. Those that pray for you. I said this yesterday in conversation. It's those who pray for you before you even know you need to be prayed for. You know, those who are standing by your side when you're going through, when you're expecting the inevitable. You see what I'm saying? Y'all my family. Y'all my family. We don't share the same parents, you know. In a lot of cases, we share the same faith. We have the same Heavenly Father. That makes us kids. That makes us kids of the same God. You understand what I'm saying? To God be the glory. Because we're here to encourage each other. That's what family does. Motivate each other and strengthen each other. Lift each other up in prayer. Lift each other up with our words. Not tear each other down. You know, when I come on here every day and I see y'all coming in the house, what that tells me, that simple act of swiping and seeing what Darissa talking about today tells me you love me, or at least at bare minimum you care. That's family to me. That's family. That's why I say I appreciate you. I don't take this thing lightly. When you come in and you see that notification, even if you just pop in for a second to say, "What's up, chick?" and keep it moving. That's right. Sisters from another Mr. Deborah, you better say that thing. You my sister. That's right. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. You know, and so, you know, that you don't think that makes my heart feel well? When I get off the scope, whoever's in here, you've addressed me, I've addressed you. Here's me, and our brothers in the house, no, or maybe our sister sees faith wellness. Could be the one. To God be glory. You guys are in here and you come in. You know, I feel like I've had a conversation with you. I feel like I just hung up the phone with you. We chopped it up a little bit. You know, there's a connection there. How you doing, Jocelyn? I see you. To God be the glory. So we were talking about family, because I'm kind of coming down off my little family high from yesterday. We had a party for Mom. you know, or gathering, a celebration, you know. And so that's how I feel. That's what life has taught me. You know, you grab those and you embrace those, and you hold them tight, and you hold them close to your heart, you know. Doing fine. I'm so glad. I'm glad that life is treating you kind. Nice being with you. When you came in here, that's what I was just saying. When you swiped and came in to see what was going on, when you saw my name, you know, I feel joy. It's a happy thing. I can literally feel myself just get filled with a little bit of energy. You know, everybody that comes in, I just a little bit more energy, just a little bit more, you know. And then by the time we get off of here, I'm high. I'm high as a kite. I'm good. I'm fueled up for the day. You know what I'm saying? It's that thing. And then when you mess up and it's a God thing too, you can't beat that. My dad used to say, you can't beat that with a stick. You can't beat that with a stick. So, you know, I thank y'all. I thank y'all. Okay, so that word of the day. What we do is we grab a word. Mom's still awake. Good. We grab a word out of here, out of the glass, the magic glass, and I'll share my thoughts on it. And the purpose of grabbing it blindly, for those who don't know, is to represent life. Life comes at us, it kind of blindsides us. You know what I'm saying? And so I'll share my thoughts, you share your thoughts, and we want to walk away from this scope with a feeling of, okay, I can change my perception on that, especially if it's a word that has negative feelings attached to it. Because the whole point of this exercise is for you to get used to daily change of thought pattern when it comes to things that are negative or things that are meant to blindside you. Okay, you want to get in the habit of just exercising, changing your perception on the things that make you feel like you're going to a negative place. Okay, which can happen just like that. It can be really simple. It can be something as simple as going down the street and you're going along, and all of a sudden a red light catches you. When you time it right and you're in that flow going down that main street in town, and all of a sudden you get the red one. It can be as simple as that, and you say, okay, really? I was doing well. We're not even gonna think about that. Okay, he stopped me for a reason. Maybe he's sheltering me from something down the street. Hey, I saw somebody coming in tailored. I didn't see it, but thank you for joining, sweetheart. I thank you, brother or sister, because I didn't see who it was. So you have to know how quickly that negative thinking can just kind of sneak in just out of nowhere. So you have to be aware of that. Change your perception. Don't even allow yourself to go into that space. So what we're going to do is we're going to choose a word. Hey there, how you doing, bruh? Is life treating you kind today? I hope it is. I really is. It's a fabulous day here in California. The sun is shining. I was able to enjoy family yesterday, and I'm feeling good. God is good. Okay, so here we go. Oh wow. Okay. Trouble don't last always. Trouble. That song just popped in my head. That was my jam. Trouble don't last always. I think it was Milton Bunsen, I think. Or Brunson. Is it Brunson or Bunston? I think he passed. But trouble don't last always. And that's the truth. And is that the attitude we take? Yeah. Is that who it was? I think it was Reverend Milton Brunson, I think it was. But I remember I was in the kids choir. We used to sing that song. But it's a blessing. We had a scope not too long ago on Word of the Day where we talked about seasons. Yeah, I love that song. I love that song. And seasons come and go. Seasons come and go. And the seasons of our lives, you know, there can be troubles. You know, troubles it's a fact of life. It's a fact of life. But how do you face the trouble? How do you face the trouble when it comes your way? Do you automatically get fearful? Do you get angry? Do you run and hide? Or is your response to stop and pause, realize who's allowed it, who is ever present, who has promised never to leave you or forsake you? You pray, and that's the response. That's the response. You know, trouble is not to... I believe trouble is not to hinder us, but really to build us, because it's in those times of trouble where our faith is heightened and worked on. You know what I'm saying? When we do just like Sabrina said, we learn how to go to our source. We learn not to meditate so much on that thing that is happening around us, but the person who is in charge of that thing. And trying to get to the point where we we feel close to him. We have to know that God is going to help us in our time of need. And again, going back to if he's allowed it, then it must be part of his plan. And so I know trouble has a way of reminding us that God is not always going to respond the way we want him to respond. That's why I say it's not only a test of our faith, but it's an opportunity for us to lean on him solely, and not on our understanding, and not on what our list of things to do is, because when he allows things to happen, a lot of times it has nothing to do with what we planned, and it doesn't resemble at all what we hoped for sometimes, and whatever that goal is, because that might not be the best thing for us. Remember, we don't always know what's best for us. God has a bigger plan, and so sometimes when these troubles come, we can't automatically see them as, oh, this is just a waste of time, or, oh, look how this is just damaging everything I had set forth to do. When we need to realize, thank you for the hearts, you guys, that this is something that God is trying to use in our lives to help us and to get us to maybe a better place than where we thought we could go. And so that's one thing that, I know in times of trouble in my life, it's so tempting to get into the mindset of God has forgotten me, or because of course he has, because why is this happening to me? I try to live right, I pray right, I try to share this message to God be the glory. Thank you, Sarah. I'm trying to do right, Lord. And so I have a tendency sometimes to really put myself on high alert, because I know how easy it is for me to slip into that, why me, God? Why me? Why me? I try to live right. I try to treat people right. I go beyond, I think, the call of duty when it comes to serving. A word and just say, so Lord, why me? I mean, really? You couldn't have just passed my house today? I mean, you understand what I'm saying? It's so easy to get into that, but that's a dangerous mind space. That's a dangerous mind space, because when you're saying why me, what you're telling God is he don't know what he's doing. And that's why I say that's a very dangerous place to be in faith-wise. Because then when you start getting, brazen enough to tell him he don't know what he's doing, you are putting yourself in a position of saying, I know best. And that's really not where you're trying to be. So that's why I say it really has a lot to do with our faith in him. And I think one way to really stay, I see you, Mama, to stay faithful and to build yourself in this faith walk. Others need to hear this tap and shit. To God be the glory. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, sis. Is to stay connected. I'm always stressing to you all to stay, so you can trust him. It's easier to trust him when you're aware of his presence. When you stay in prayer, you can't help but be aware of his presence, because if you're praying, remember, praying is a two-way street. That connection thing. Not only are you talking, but you're listening. You're listening to what he's saying and he's speaking to your spirit about. When he's revealing some things, he's giving you some spiritual revelation on some things, but you can't receive that if you just talking and asking. That's what you do. Like he's an ATM machine. You just asking for this, asking for that, asking for that. Oh, and you might throw in a thank you every now and then. You have to listen to him. Prayer has a lot to do with receiving what he says. Remember, it's all about him teaching us and molding us and teaching us his ways. Because his ways are not our ways. So when we get to that point where we're connected, trouble can come. It's going to always come. But it's not going to knock us off our game to the point where we're totally in ourselves and not connected to him. But the point is to stay connected to him, so that when trouble comes, you don't panic. That's not your first response. It might be your second, maybe your third, but it's not your first. Panic is not your first, and that's the goal. That's the goal, and it's easier said than done. Because when we tend to see things with these eyes right here, we immediately respond to something that we think is harming us. Any type of trouble. So if it's trouble to us physically, if it's trouble to us emotionally, you start feeling that them hairs on the back of your neck. You know what I'm saying? It's a survival, I think, mechanism. Because certain things, we see red flags and we respond. we respond. But how we respond is what's important. If we just let our feelings and our emotions dictate what we do, that's not of God. It's not saying that we're not going to ever feel a sense of trouble or a reason to pause when we see trouble or sense trouble. But it's what do we do with that? That's the issue. That's the issue. We don't want to sit in. Let's see what the word says about trouble, because I think it's important. Let's see here. See if I can get that. There we go. Good connection. Uh-oh, it said good. Wait a minute. I said good connection, and it typed it in. That's not what I wanted to do. What does the Bible say about trouble? I forget how sensitive this thing is. What does the Bible say? What does the Bible? Okay, there's a lot popping up. Well, let's go to y'all know where I'm going. You should know by now, because I go through. If there's an answer, it got questions, that's where I usually go first these days. Okay, what does the Bible say about failure and trouble? That says failure. Did I say failure? Did I say trouble? I could have swore I said trouble, and it could be the way I talk. I did say trouble, but it brought up. That could be good, but that's not what I want to do. Here we go. What does the Bible say about trouble? I have said these things to you, that in me you may have peace. In the world you have tribulation and troubles, but take heart. I have overcome the world. I did say trouble. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I have overcome the world. This is John 16:33. This is an assurance, reassurance, like he has done so many times before in the word. Telling us that take heart. I'm with you. And the bottom line is I've overcome it. He overcame everything on that cross. That, all troubles, be it a health thing, be it a situation thing, he's already overcome. So that's a thing you need to keep in the forefront of your mind. It's kind of like I think maybe the day before yesterday, I used the phrase the fight is fixed. It's fixed. I mean, we're in a fixed fight. And we win. We already know we win. So that should kind of change your attitude. If you know, by dying for our sins, that's right. And then he rose again on the third day. That's the important part. So since he's overcome everything, the fight is already fixed. We already won. Then you go to the fight totally different. You walk it up to that ring with no doubt in your mind, because you have been assured that you're winning at the end. So you're going to approach it differently. You're not shaking in your boots walking up to the ring. You're not contemplating how many jabs you're going to throw. And, I'm a boxer's daughter. Daddy was a boxer. You understand what I'm saying? How many uppercuts is it going to take him down? That's not your mindset. You already know you're going to win. So you're thinking about, okay, where am I going to go after to celebrate? You understand what I'm saying? Your mind says, I'm gonna do what I do because I know he's going down in the first round. Your mindset is totally different when you know the fight is fixed. It's totally fixed. So if you already know he has overcome the world, that means everything in it, that includes your troubles. Then you're gonna approach life different. You should. If you are a person of faith, if you are a believer, you believe that word to be true. Your walk should look totally different from the person walking to the ring, not knowing what's going to happen in the ring. The ring symbolizing life. The ring symbolizing that trouble, that situation. Walking up to that thing head first with victory in your heart, because you already know you've overcome. Why? Because he overcame. Okay? So that's John 16:33. Let me see. This is Philippians 4:6 reads, do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be known to God. Let your requests be known to God, but I'm focusing on in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving. So that just goes back. You already got the victory. So again, you're approaching that thing. This is word back up just what I just said. You're not walking to the ring fearful. The trouble comes your way. Okay, it comes your way. But you're approaching that thing head first because you are already thankful, because you know the outcome is whatever it is working out for your good. He already said so. He already said so. So again, your walk your anticipation, your approach to that trouble when it comes your way should be totally different. It should not reflect, or look like or resemble a person with no hope. That's right. It's all good. Romans 8:28. That's it. It's all good. It's all good. You give thanks because that's it, Deborah. You give thanks because he's got this. He's already told you it's a wrap. I did it for you. Yeah, it might look uncomfortable, a little uncertain, but what you can be certain of is I'll never leave you, I'll never forsake you, and you've already won. I've guaranteed you that. That's word, that's bond. He cannot lie. He cannot lie. So you go ahead and praise him now for the outcome, because you know the outcome is going to be good. It's going to all be good. So as I say, you cannot resemble the little weak boxer that's going to the ring uncertain of his opponent. We already know our opponent. We already know what he's out to do, to destroy, to kill, to deceive. We know what he does, but we also know he loses this fight. This fight, we win. See, so your walk to the trouble, your approach to the trouble should look totally different. Be mindful of that. Let's see, you might follow his steps. Oh, John 14:1-3. This is good. Let not your hearts be troubled. That's right. Study him. Study his ways and do likewise. Exactly, Sabrina. Let not your heart be troubled. Believe in God. Believe also in me. This is Jesus talking. In my Father's house are many rooms. If it were not so, would I have told you that I go to prepare a place for you? And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and I will take you to myself, that where I am, you may be also. So here's the promise, y'all. Here's the promise. First of all, he tells us in flat out terms, let not your hearts be troubled. Let not your heart be in trouble. That's instruction. That's instruction. He's telling you what to do. He's telling you what to do or what not to do. Don't let your heart be troubled. There's no need. He said first, and then he's giving you some steps. He's saying believe in God. Believe in God, and then believe also in me. So you believe in God, believe in him. And then he goes on to say that in his Father's house, that's one of your favorite ones. That's right. Do not be afraid. He's telling you. You got Jesus himself telling you, don't be afraid. So why would you even do the opposite of what he said? Why would you even do that? And with promise, he said he's prepared a place for us. If it wasn't true, I would have told you. I mean, trust me on this. Trust me on this. And where I go, you will be also. This is with promise. So the first instruction is just don't be troubled. Squash that. Don't do it. Don't do it. If Jesus himself is telling you not to be troubled, then wouldn't you want to trust that word? So what is the takeaway today? The takeaway today, we can start and end with that, is let not your heart be troubled. Believe in God and believe in me also. This is Jesus talking. So we want to approach trouble differently. Whatever's going on in your life right now, be it a financial trouble, be it a heart trouble, which relationship or health trouble. The doctor is giving you some news or some inkling that something's going on. Then my suggestion to you is to take Jesus's advice and say, let not your heart be troubled. And I will go further to expound on what he said earlier about the fact that he's made a promise to us that because he overcame everything, we have too. And so that in and of itself ought to change your thinking when it comes to that's going around you. Don't let your perception of what your eyes see be grander than what he promised you and the instruction that he gave you. Nothing in this world is more powerful than our Savior and his word and what he did for us. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So I don't want to say disrespect, but don't give power to what Satan is trying to get you to believe, no matter what that trouble appears to be like. Turn it around. How about we label it? What the enemy meant for evil, what he meant for trouble, why not relabel it? That's one good way to get your perception right. So God, right now I'm looking at a bill, and the bill, I'm like, okay, until I get paid, it's going to sit there, and I hope they don't turn off the so-and-so. That could be going on in your life right now. So instead of just saying, I don't have the funds for that, I'm not going to be able to pay that bill, or being fearful of that, how about let's relabel it? Let's just say, okay, right now, I know God is He's going to provide, and He's going to give me a blessing, and He's going to take care of this. So instead of labeling this trouble, I'm just going to label it my upcoming blessing. He's already worked it out. I just haven't gotten the final notice yet, but I know it's a blessing coming, and I'm going to concentrate on that word blessing as opposed to the word trouble. I'm not going to look at it the way Satan wants me to see it, because if I continue to do that, so sometimes it's something as simple as us relabeling things, because if it has a label, we're learning about the word. If we continue to, let's talk about right, label it a promise. There you go, a promise. He's promised that He will always provide for us. He's what is Jehovah Jireh? He's our provider. He's our provider. Jehovah Nissi, He reigns. So He's, what He said is true. Jehovah Shalom, He will give us peace. He's the Prince of Peace. And so, so we have to, let's label it like Sister Deborah said, a promise. His promise is that He's going to always provide. He's going to provide for me and mine, because He always has. So I'm going to look at this, my upcoming, provision, my upcoming promise, my blessing. That's what I'm going to look at. I'm not going to let Satan keep telling me one thing. And let's go back to truth versus true, because that has a lot to do with it. What's true is, I know my bank account has this. You see what I'm saying? But when we relabel it and look at what's the truth is He will provide. He is Jehovah Jireh. That's who He is. So yeah, let's relabel some things. That helps with the perception. So okay, I'm thankful for this word. So whatever you're going through today, and all of us have something that we're looking at, no matter how big, how small. Let's relabel it. Let's take the trouble out of it. Let's take the trouble out of it. And TR, and put a big A in front of that, and say, because He's able. Okay, we're not gonna look to TROU, give that any power. We're gonna get rid of that, put a big A in there, and make the word able, because we know our God is able. Okay, we know our God is able. So no matter what it is, remember His promises. Remember what He instructs us to do in John 14:1, which says, "Let not your heart be troubled." Remind yourself of that. Remind of what He's whispering in your ear. Let not your heart be troubled. Don't be worried. Don't be anxious. Don't be fearful. None of that. None of that, believer. None of that, child of God. None of that. He's with you always. He goes before you. Renew your mind to it, to God's abilities, to, yes, amen, to His heart. Renew our minds to it. I like that. Renew our minds. And the word says that's what we're reaching for. We want a renewed mind and a renewed spirit. That's what we want in Him. In Him. So thank you all for joining. Thank you so much for this day. Once again, when we do this, hey Jocelyn, I see you over here too. I didn't even notice you was on Facebook too. You got both going. That's too cute. Because sometimes there's a delay and they fade out, so I can't see who's over here. I love Be Live. I really do. It has its advantages, but it sometimes it acts a little silly willy. So that's all God, to God be the glory. So I am so thankful. I really appreciate y'all, family. I do. I pray that your day is full of joy. That's a good word. I felt so much joy yesterday. It spilled over in today. So I pray that for you. I ask God to grant you that joy, that peace that surpasses all understanding. Because baby, that's a beautiful place to be. It's a beautiful to bask in his love and His joy, and just to be, and it's a trip, because getting to this point, life is not absolutely perfect, but it's perfect in the sense that whatever's going on, I feel Him. He's here, and I ain't got to worry about nothing. I ain't got to worry about a thing. He's got that. He goes before me. He makes my crooked places straight, and I'll even go as His brat. He sprinkles some flowers along the way. You know what I'm saying? He just outdoes Himself all the time. Yeah, not perfect, but always blessed. Yes, always blessed. And so I pray every day that He makes my eyes aware and alert to the things that He's doing and how He's moving in my life and y'all's life. I love when you come on here with praise reports. People share something. I'm happy for that. It's like, look at my God, you know, doing what he do every day. You can count on it. He gonna do what he do every day without fail. Without fail, y'all. So I thank God now in advance for helping you overcome those obstacles in your life, and showing you how to avoid the trouble, how to not see it as a big thing. No matter what Satan tries to throw your way, I pray that God gives you insight and gives you his perspective on your life and what's going on, and how he's going to use that thing for your good. He's going to use that thing for your good. So I pray in the name of Jesus that he gives you that peace, to just sit still and just let him do what he do. And you can sit there with a grin on your face because you know it's all good. It's all good. I pray that for you in Jesus' name. So y'all have a good one, all right? Be blessed in the Lord. Know your sister love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. To God be the glory. I love you. Ain't a thing y'all can do about it. Thank you for having my back. Thank you for holding me down. Thank you for holding me down. I appreciate you. I want you to know that. Okay, y'all be blessed. And until next time, I will be coming back at 4. Today is Marvelous Miracle Monday. So on the God's Chosen Vessel, the private group on Facebook, today is Chosen Vessel 101. I'll be giving tips for caregivers. So if you know anyone who's in that space, you know, who's realizing they might have to take care of a parent, you know, we don't have to be perfect. I'm sharing what I know. You know, I'm not a nurse or anything like that, but my mom's been with me for 10 years, and my daughter's be 17 next month. So I got a little experience under my belt, just a tad bit, on how, you know, you might want to approach this thing to make life, what's the word? It's already a beautiful thing, but to get to the point where you see it as that, and not for whatever it is Satan is trying to make you think it is. Because look what's happening to your loved one. Look what's happening to you in your life. Let me help you get up out of that. Let me help you get out of that stinking thing. What's up, Sabrina? How you doing, sis? Good to see you. I hope life is treating you kind. We're getting ready to sign off. So please watch the replay and share it with your followers. Again, I love y'all. So again, if you know anybody, the group the group is God's Chosen Vessels, the closed group, because you know we want to share things. We want to create a safe environment. Okay. And so there's also a God's Chosen Vessel, the page. That's cool too, but it's not happening on the page. It's happening in the group. So if you know anybody, go ahead and suggest that out. I'd appreciate you. I really do. All right, I love you. I'm gonna get out of here. Mama she's still awake. I can see her moving her hands. So I'm going to see if I can clean her up a little bit, give her a little something to eat while I can, because if she goes to sleep, that's an opportunity I've lost, you know, to get her to eat a little something today. So y'all continue to pray for me, and I'll pray for you. How about that? How about that as a trade-off? Okay, y'all be blessed. Love you. Love you, Brina.